Hey guys, today I'm walking through an old abandoned train track tunnel. So you mightn't be able to see me. The lighting is going to kind of come and go. And that's pretty creepy down here. It runs completely under the town I'm at for about, I'd say about half a kilometre. And yeah, the first time I came down here, it was like, definitely very creepy. But yeah, it's raining. It's raining a lot, so I've been saving this place to come to. Been really enjoying the sunny days the last while, and I anticipated the rain coming up, and definitely had an effect on my mood. Today, I did 7 days of hikes, 7 days of editing the video, and one day I actually didn't record. I was spending time with Angela, but we did go on an adventure to a big dam. And it's beautiful, but it just didn't feel right to be recording that day. Should have a day off every now and then, you know. Today I was going to have a day off again, and it's something I wanted to talk about overextending ourselves and burning out. I certainly feel burnt out today. I didn't sleep very well last night, and I was up early this morning working on a track for a client, trying to get the pre-master ready to be mastered later in the week, and trying to generate some ideas for artwork and kind of concept for the single, this kind of thing. And yeah, I just got to lunchtime, I ate lunch, and I just started to feel the fatigue, really intense fatigue, and had to go back to bed and sleep for a while, which the last week or two, I've been essentially just full of energy all the time. So it's something that I definitely struggle with, where I lean into extremes. I'll just start doing loads, and I think trying to be like an overachiever, or trying to prove myself, or just be more, you know? Trying to just be more. And it's not sustainable. Our bodies can't handle just constantly thinking about stuff and constantly moving and constantly planning, constantly working. We need to set aside time for rest. We really do, or at least I need to learn how to. Because I set out a goal at the beginning of this to do 100 days. And that's 100 days straight. 100 days straight of anything. 100 days straight of hiking is, and recording and editing and working. It's not for, I don't know, it's pretty extreme. Especially without any training, just kind of going straight for it. No, I don't know if how I'm feeling is the result of just not sleeping well and waking up early, or maybe I'm coming down with something, maybe I'm not feeling well, but yeah, it's I don't know, I want to keep going. I don't want to stop. But it's important to take it easy as well, no? So it's been raining today, and I think that kind of affected my mood as well. It's fucking windy, and I'm up in the mountains. The river here is called Rio de Cuerpo de Hombre, means the body of a man. Oof. This is a big test for the microphone, no? Definitely won't be able to get any drone footage today, unfortunately. But I think it's good to try and stick to stuff with balance. We don't have to go so extreme. We can get things done. This video is probably going to be shorter than the other videos. Maybe it won't be as beautiful because I can't use my drone today too much. I've never used it in the rain, and it's definitely too fucking windy. So yeah, I just keep on mentioning how grateful I am to the different people who reached out and supported me in it. And my good friend David Kaminsky said that I've been I've been helping him go to sleep at night, which I think is a compliment. It's raining a lot, eh? Fuck. I didn't think this through. Hopefully it's not bad for the gimbal or the phone, but fuck it, it'll be alright. So I was working, feel kind of satisfied with myself. I got further working on the sample packs. Been working on the social medias, been reaching out to loads of people. Been kind of reviewing contracts for independent contractors to bring on for sample packs. And yeah, it's something that I feel like the effects sample pack, I just really want to get the Shopify updated, kind of clean it up and start harvesting emails from people. Start just basically just as much guerrilla marketing as possible. Just going to reach out directly to people, ask them to sign up with their first name and email address. And hopefully people will actually find some value in the samples. It's probably going to take me a couple of weeks of hard work. I can only do so much in the day with my day job and stuff, you know, and with this, usually in the evenings, it's a lot to take on. And yeah, I'm going to kind of jump back to what I was saying earlier about, to know there's an element of perfectionism or like overextending ourselves, going into extremes. I just went from zero to hiking. Well, I was hiking often, but not every day, maybe once or twice a week, to went straight into probably, I don't know, maybe 8 or 9 days over 2 weeks. And I kind of feel like, I don't know, like I set out for the goal 100 days, 100 vlogs. I don't know, it's a bit much, isn't it? I don't know, I just felt like, okay, I need to somehow get the algorithm on my side. I need to show the algorithm that I'm going for it. Hopefully my videos will start being put into people's feeds, and it seems like it kind of has, I think this is a click-through rate. So for people who see the thumbnail, actually has a 20% click-through rate, which I think is actually really, really good. So I think people do actually like the kind of raw, authentic vlogging style. At least I'm hoping so. Had a great chat with Solomon there earlier, talking about it's all things music. Had some personal stuff, but hopefully I'll have him on for a podcast episode at some stage if he's interested. I think it'll be a really interesting conversation. Me and Solomon ran a label together many years ago called Stagma Records. And I think I learned a lot throughout that period. How to communicate with artists, how to work with distribution companies, how to, essentially just, I suppose, very basic social media management. And yeah, it's definitely something I'm proud of. I feel like maybe we could have done more with it, could have went deeper into it, but I think we took a break from it, and then we teamed up again and did a subculture, running nights together for a while, which was really fun down in Bantry in West Cork, and did the odd rave, and then we did a gig or two up in the city, and I was burnt out from it, so I stood down, and the lads ran with it, and they did a fucking absolutely great job. They got residency in a venue and getting all the great dates, and fucking, did really, really well. I'm very proud of them all for doing that. It was very good. Something Solomon mentioned to me was kind of like where your heart is at, or the kind of scene you're involved in the rest of your life, how it affects the type of music that you feel like producing. And it's something that over the last couple of years, obviously I've been working with a ghost production project, but whenever I work on my own music, which is not very often in the last while, I just feel like making emotional breakbeat, or kind of maybe something in the direction of bonobo, So stuff like, I suppose, bicep, you could say, maybe some Joy Orbison stuff. And now, just kind of, that's where my heart is at, you know. I must say, I don't listen to drum and bass, doesn't do what it used to for me. I don't miss it. It doesn't really excite me. I'm sure it'll come back someday. Just walking alongside the river here. No, I'm not going to cut the video. I hope the audio is okay because I'm walking beside a river here. It's going under a bridge. Gotta be careful holding on to this now. My gimbal has gotten wet and the phone's gotten wet, so I don't think I'm too far from home now. So something I wanted to ask everyone who's watching is, do they lean too far into things in life? Do they make a plan to, I don't know, make loads of candles, spend weeks making loads of candles and then burn out and not do it for years? Or do they find themselves working out at the gym for 3 weeks straight and then not going for 3 months? And how do they manage that? How do they actually kind of cultivate balance in their lives? Because it's probably the thing that I find most difficult. Anything I do, I always end up doing too much of it or too little. It's always the way. And I think Dylan pointed it out to me, and I mentioned it in one of the previous episodes, where, like, what is the goal, you know? Is it to stick at something? Because I mentioned the 100 days to him, and I was like, yeah, I've never stuck at 100 days at anything in my life before, really. I don't know, I just keep thinking maybe it's too much. Maybe the 100 days don't have to be chronological days. Maybe they do. Maybe that's the point, no? Just power on. The thing is that when it's raining or when it's not sunny, I don't feel like my enthusiastic self that many of you have probably seen in the previous episodes. My phone is soaking, so sorry if you can see water droplets on the camera from time to time. Oof. A lot of water coming down here. That's a big waterfall. I don't know if you guys see it behind me. Gotta be careful. It's kind of intimidating, huh? Walking out. Watch where I'm going. So I think what I'm going to try and do is maybe transition to doing even shorter episodes when I move things inside. Something that I kind of knew was coming was that I'm going to probably show my kind of vulnerable self on here. I have already to a certain extent, but I've definitely been in a higher form of energy throughout the last week. And I definitely suffer from depression from time to time. I can be quite a negative, skeptic person. So, yeah, going to show all sides of my face in this, I suppose. Maybe for the days like this, so I'm not going out and getting soaked all the time, that I will, I'll do some stuff with music. I'll play with some of my toys, make some beats, talk about what I'm going through, talk about what I'm learning, and I suppose show the inner workings of my musical mind, not just my philosophical one. I think I'm after going the wrong way here. I'll definitely get some drone footage of this another day. I will be walking along this area plenty more times. It's beautiful. It's really, really beautiful. I was concerned I might exhaust the places I can go within walking distance. I'd have to start hiking for 3+ hours, this kind of thing. So I intend on investing maybe in some basic camping equipment, just to like maybe make myself a cup of tea or a cup of coffee. Make sure that I can carry enough water, and I'm not sure what the other thing is. I think I need to hop the fence here. Oh, sorry. I think I can go through that way, over the wall here. Yeah. This is difficult. I think this is dangerous. My mother would not be proud of me. This is very dangerous what I'm doing here. Walking along here in the wet. This used to be an old hydroelectric, I don't know what you call it, generator, power generator. Definitely got a lot wetter than I thought I would today. Probably going to be sick now tomorrow. Oof. Definitely didn't wear the right shoes today either. So yeah, I'm going to try and move into making more videos based on VSTs that I purchased. Give me so this behind me here, I don't know if you can see it, is like the funnel for some of the hydroelectric power. I'll make a proper video about it another day. So about the VSTs, I'm going to try and basically learn the basics that I can. Let's say, for example, I purchased FabFilter Pro Q4 a couple of weeks back. I've used it for basic stuff, but I think setting out to go deep in it, figuring it out, and then making some kind of basic guide based on it. I keep thinking to myself, I need to buy a better camera. And I keep thinking to myself that I need to buy a better camera, and I'll do it once I get the equipment. But I think with what I have now, it should be fine. I think I was really happy with the audio quality in the last video. These things are great. Really, really handy. Can record 8 hours of 32-bit audio in the internal. Oof. Walking over slippery metal here. Angela's definitely going to be giving out to me about going out in the rain, getting soaking wet. I need to be careful, eh? Probably haven't been able to see it because I don't want to record too much B-roll. You haven't been able to see it? Oh, fuck. You haven't been able to see it because I don't want to record too much B-roll. But where I've been walking has essentially been like across loads of metal bridges, over a really intense river. And I actually have vertigo. I'm kind of afraid of heights. So holding a gimbal and talking at the same time, pretty intense. Definitely a really beautiful place to record. I'll be down here many more times. I don't know if I'm going the right way. but I'm going to keep going. No, but I definitely it seems that people sometimes cross along that thing, which I'm not going to do. I got to go back. So we have 4 more days of rain, and it rains like fuck here, if you can't tell. I'm looking forward to the sun coming back out. Right now I actually don't know where I am. Let's go this way. One thing I wanted to mention, this thing called Parkinson's law. I can't go this way. Parkinson's law basically means the time allocated for the work is the time it takes to get the work done. And so me kind of having the sample pack on a loose time frame is definitely hindering the process of getting it done or getting it finished. And so I gotta get shit done. I'm lost. I've got to actually go back the way I've came. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna record with my front camera as I walk back. And I'm gonna just keep talking as I have been. Hopefully this will work well. I just gotta be careful. I'm going to hold this in my left hand and just hold onto the barrier all the way along. Because everything is very slippy and metal and, and wet. I think I'm going to try and have the sample pack finished in 2 weeks. And I'm going to start posting short form content of these vlogs and possibly of the podcast by that time. I'm going to use a service called Sprout Social. Oof, this is scary. To basically help me do full campaigns for scheduling all the content. It's probably a bad idea coming along this way. So yeah, this is the story. This is where I am. Really beautiful place. Really loud. I think there is water in the camera. I clean it off again. So to my left here is where a hydroelectric dam is funneled into. They used to power all the factories in this town with it. Really cool. You can see like in the water there's like a line to funnel some of the water down here. So you close it off with this contraption, which will funnel it down to the building down there. I have a big walk back to the house and I am absolutely soaking. Hopefully I get back before Angela does, because she's going to be giving out to me. So yeah, I'm excited to start actually recording my screen and showing people how I'd make some sounds, and I'm sure there'll be a lot of kind of wasted material, maybe nothing too interesting. There'll probably be a lot of wasted material. Oof. A lot of water coming down here. That wasn't such a good idea. But it's done now. When I left the house, it was drizzling slightly. I didn't just decide to go out into this for those of you that are wondering why the fuck I'm doing this to myself. So yeah, end of April, 2 weeks time, sample pack is going to be done. By the end of April, I'll be launching the podcast, and in between now and then, I'm going to be clipping a lot of this vlogging content, and basically there's going to be loads of it posted across Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Essentially, I think the best service I found so far was Sprout Social. Going to see how it works, going to see how people respond to the content, but hopefully it goes well. Because while it's raining, I'm going to move these vlogs inside for a couple of days. Hopefully I'll be comfortable doing that, because I definitely rely on the aspect of walking to help me think. And I think the sun definitely enables me to be more enthusiastic and to come across more happy. I don't think people really want to watch someone depressed walking in the rain. It's interesting, isn't it, when sometimes we like laugh or smile about our own pain to like mask what we're feeling, or to distance ourselves from it, or to make it like less real. Whenever people are just like, just like I did there, talking about how I was feeling, and then I laugh at myself. It's strange. It's strange. So I'm hoping in some of the feedback that I receive from you guys, what topics you'd like to hear me talk about. Angela pointed out today, maybe I should mention some of the books that helped me in my life. Some of the books that really stood out to me were my favorite book, which I've read 3 times and probably bought for 5 or 6 people, is a book called The Road Less Travelled by M. Scott Peck. And it's about life, love, religion, and psychotherapy. And one of the main things that stood out to me as someone who'd spent a long period of time in therapy was that real therapy can't occur without genuine love being present. And I'm sure there's a lot of analysts out there, or a lot of psychologists, that would definitely disagree with that. And I think it's important to distinguish between psychotherapy and counselling, and also things like CBT, So there's tools, there's therapy, and then there's kind of like helping you with your day-to-day life. And I like to distinguish between these, Got to put something here. I'm not an expert. I studied for 2 years social studies and psychology, and then I did a year of counselling skills and psychotherapy in Munster Technological University. I got really depressed towards the end of it. A lot of stuff came up about my dad, who passed away when I was 18, and I was really struggling, and I went in for my one-to-one to discuss how I was doing, essentially. And I told her that I didn't think I was ready to move forward because of how deeply I was struggling. But I think something they don't tell you about these type of courses is that's the point. If you're not struggling, you're not doing the work. And I recommend it should be almost like an initiation into adulthood to go do these type of courses. We're doing a thing called experiential group process, where basically a group of adults get together, sit in a circle, and there is no, So a group of adults get together, sit in a circle with a professional facilitator, and there's no specific thing that you have to discuss. You sit in silence for a couple of minutes until someone starts talking about their lives, and the only thing you're expected to do is to demonstrate vulnerability and strength and to give feedback to the other students. And it's not easy, I tell you that much. I definitely got put in my place a few times, thinking I knew things, and I definitely deserved so. But I learned so much about myself, about what's my stuff and what's their stuff, you know. Their stuff being the other person, you know. And it definitely enabled me to be able to distinguish, or to be able to operate myself as a more healthy human being in the world. And I was just able to stick to my face. Ooh, there we go. So yeah, that was one book that really helped me. Another one I mentioned was the 366 Days of Stoic Meditations by Ryan Holiday. I must say I don't read it every day. I pick it up from time to time and flick to the date that it is. And now, philosophy isn't really for everyone, and maybe Stoic philosophy can be quite intense, you know, listening to Romans from, I don't know, thousands of years ago, or hundreds, I don't even know, however long ago Epictetus was, or Marcus Aurelius was. But these guys, I must say, they knew some fucking really good shit. Just for being able to exist in the world and manage yourself and behave correctly, and yeah, to be able to create a layer between you and kind of the shit that happens. I must say, many days have been turned around by a bit of Stoic philosophy. Another book that really helped me, that was recommended to me by my therapist, is Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. Viktor Frankl, I believe, now, don't quote me on this, but I believe he was a psychiatrist, and he was Jewish, and he was put into Auschwitz, and he basically witnessed all of his family being killed. And his time spent in there, he ended up coming up with a form of therapy called logotherapy, which is essentially a way for us to find meaning, basically. Now, it's a heavy read. I think any book that's got to do with Auschwitz is always going to be a heavy read. But for anyone who's struggling or not sure where they're going in life or what they're going to do, it's a very, very good book. I must say, for a long time, it was something that really inspired me to try in life, to really try and do something more, to try and be great, or to try and just expect more of myself. And back to kind of where the video started, I suppose, is maybe that's something that's actually bad, you know? It's good to try and be more, to try and just to try. It's good to try, to expect more of yourself, but like anything, it's in moderation. You've got to be able to have balance in your life. Without balance, you get unwell, feel unwell. That's what I'm going through at the moment. There it is again, laughing at myself and my pain. Interesting. So I'm going to go back into the tunnel here. The lighting is kind of quite bad. It's going to come and go. I hope that's okay. I'm sure most people just kind of listen to this stuff in their car or while they're doing other things. But yeah, glad I got out, made myself do something. I was struggling today. I will have to be careful with how much I say and how deep I go into my own well-being and my own struggles. Maybe people find it interesting. I don't want to come across like maybe in the other videos that I've always been happy, or not always been happy, but that I'm like doing really well and that my life is really good and I'm happy. I'm definitely happy, and my life is definitely really good. But like anyone, I struggle a lot. We always think when we get the things we want that, oh, when I'm just over the hill here, my life will be better. It's my buddy Zach pointed something out to me a couple of months ago. When I told him I was going to go to Spain for a while, he said, your dad told me, Tony, a long time ago when we were, maybe not long before he passed away, when you were about 16, he said that your life will follow you everywhere you go. And I was like, nah. When Zach told me that, I was like, nah, it's not true. I'm different now. I'm a different person. Maybe that's true, but can't seem to get away from ourselves, you know? We always revert back to kind of baseline. And sometimes it feels like my baseline is negative. Sad, depressed. Yeah, I'm trying really hard all the time for it not to be. Years of therapy, trying to get fit, trying to eat well. Seems like when it's sunny, I can do things.